Classic Tech Ambrosia episode for you today. I'm testing 6 sound cards, it was supposed to be 7, with their FM synthesis modes in Warcraft 2 in DOS. So let's hear them back to back, and you tell me which one you like the most. Here we go! So these 5 cards all have discrete FM synthesizers of some kind on board. The Audigy, of course, does not. And while the previous cards all sounded pretty good when playing OPL2 programmed FM, the Audigy, well, have a listen for yourself. It continues on like this for the rest of the 2-minute clip. By the way, the 2-minute clip of MIDI that I recorded took the Audigy 2 minutes and 10 seconds to completely play. So that's not great. Obviously you can hear it in the sample slowing down when the MIDI gets complicated. It's kind of a train wreck. It's kind of a train wreck. Up next are the OPL3 renditions, and I'm going to move through these cards more quickly for these because, again, they're very similar. They all do very well with the possible exception of the Sound Blaster 32, thanks to that CQM synth. But there's also an interesting comparison I want to do at the end with the AudioDrive. So I'll start this party with the Audigy, and then we'll move into the hardware synth comparison. So yeah, those all sound pretty great. Even the CQM in the Sound Blaster 32 isn't too bad, except for its stereo channels being reversed. Did you catch that? If not, go back and have another listen. It's totally backwards. That was actually a pretty common problem back in the day. Nobody knew their left from their right. Many DOS games even included stereo reversing toggles right in their setup menus. Fun fact. I love testing this section because there's so much going on. Lots of bombast, really high energy war marching, and then it all settles down into a really delicate interlude. Now I spoke earlier of wanting to do a special demo with the AudioDrive, and it's not of its OPL2 or OPL3 modes, but it is going to be in this section. See, Warcraft 2 is one of a handful of late DOS games that support the extended ESFM mode of this card, enabling more than 6 4-operator FM voices at once, up to its maximum of 20 voices. The result should be FM synthesis that's much closer to what the composer intended than what the limited number of voices and operators that the OPL2 or even the OPL3 chips can produce. So, let's give it a listen. I think a lot of people listened to that section and said, so what's the big deal? I turn on ESFM and I lose all my bass? Well, here's the thing. That really cool synth bass that underpins that whole bombastic section, it's not actually a synth bass. Let's give this a listen using the AWE32 patch set for this game on the Sound Blaster 32. This should be about as close as this was supposed to be heard back in the day. Let's see what that sounds like. Yeah, so that cool synth bass is actually timpani. At least it's supposed to be timpani. And the cool part is on the ESFM version, you can actually tell it's timpani. Here, give it another listen. I think the only other thing folks usually question about the ESFM version of this track is the cymbal, because it sounds completely wrong as a crash cymbal, and makes ESFM sound like a joke. I think this is because the composer didn't use a crash cymbal actually, but instead chose to use General MIDI drum patch number 52, the Chinese cymbal. A Chinese or China cymbal is a splash cymbal you place upside down, sometimes on top of another cymbal on your drum set. They come in several sizes and have a very unique sound, and is actually pretty close to what the ESFM produces on this track. Here's a demo from Memphis Drum Shop. You can see the China cymbal here, below the rightmost 2 large crash cymbals. At least, I'm pretty sure that's why it sounds like that. Anyway, I've played Warcraft 2 using ESFM for many hours at this point, and it's honestly my preferred way to experience the game. Even with a bevy of wavetables and sound cards at my disposal, I think it fits the game's character really well. Being one of those late DOS games that straddled the line between DOS and Windows 95, between local network and modem play and internet play, and between MIDI music and digital CD audio. ESFM kinda similarly straddles the FM and wavetable worlds, and I kinda love it for that. It's such a beautiful anachronism. Anyway, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the comparisons, and I'll see you around on the next video. Have a good night!